Hey guys, SweetBananaGaming here, coach of your Orlando Solgaleo, here with our PGBL Season 4 Week 8 Team Builder against TheKillerNacho and the Miami Dolphiones, excuse me. Alright, so, this is very likely going to be my last Gen 7 match ever, at least for the foreseeable future. Unless I make playoffs, but given, I mean, it's hard to tell because the website hasn't kept everybody's records up to date, but I'm pretty sure, given the rough couple of weeks we had the past couple of weeks, this will be our final battle. But you know what? It's okay. No matter how well or poorly I do in a league, it's always kind of a relief when it's done because it's exhausting. But anyway, I got my match coming up. I have to be quick, so I'm just going to run through this real quick. Unfortunately, Frenzy was not available. He was busy. I couldn't get some sets from him. However, Siraki here and I worked really hard to try to come up with some sets that we thought made sense. It's not, I'm sure it's not perfect. I will gladly get critiqued, but we really tried. This is a kind of a rough draft. A rough draft. Huh? This draft, we've been facing a couple teams recently that have drafts that compare pretty rough. Like, we compare pretty rough to theirs. So anyway, I'm not going to go in for too long. I'm just going to show, well, you can see my opponent's team over here. We have Garchomp, Keldeo, Mimikyu as Z users, Skarmory, Espeon, Incineroar, Shaman, Ditto, Claydol, Type Null, and Mega Manectric. Mega Manectric is a big threat because it has almost perfect coverage. Type Null is annoying. Not the worst offensively, but defensively is annoying. Ditto is a big ol' wild card. I do have a strategy to handle it if he brings it. Still, it's just that one strategy, so we gotta hope that it works. Anyway, let's go through this real quick. Like I said, I promised TheKillerNacho I'd only spend about 10 minutes on this team builder. So let's get into my sets. My computer's running a little slow too, just to spite me. I wrote some notes here too. So we're running a Volcanion. Volcanion's back, hopefully gonna do some damage. I really hope. With Earth Power, Fire Blast, Steam Eruption, and Hidden Power Flying. Hidden Power Flying is just to do decent damage to Keldeo if it comes in. And it's kind of a filler move otherwise, because there's not too many other moves that Volcanion really needs against this draft. With Bold Nature, 188 HP. Oh yeah, Assault Vest, Bold Nature, 188 HP, 156 Defense, 148 Special Attack, 16 Special Defense. My main notes is, well, I started with some of the easy stuff. Uninvested, I always one-shot Uninvested Incineroar with Steam Eruption. That's easy. I one-shot, or I have a good chance to one-shot Shaman with Fire Blast. Hidden Power Flying, I forget exactly how much it does to Keldeo. Oh, I have a small chance to do it KO, so it's not an ideal situation, but given the spread I wanted to have, it's probably the best I could do. I wanted to be able to face off against Keldeo if I had to, so in other words, I 3-hit KO Keldeo with Hidden Power Flying, and depending on the circumstances, depending on what item Keldeo is and all that, Keldeo's unboosted Secret Sword with my defense investment, because Secret Sword attacks my defense. With my defense investment, it's a 3 to 4 hit KO. So I should be able to 1v1 it in that scenario. I can come in on it if I'm expecting a water move. He probably wouldn't click a water move knowing that I'm still around, but it just kind of puts the pressure on there. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm not going to go too much into it. Landorus is my... I mean, it's going to be a delay to show up, of course. Landorus is the Ditto solution, potentially. If he brings Ditto, I'm going to lead Landorus, just in case he leads it to try to start some shenanigans. This set in particular, I put all my defensive investment into HP, specifically because of Ditto, because Ditto, when it transforms, it copies all of your stats except for HP. So with Ditto's, I did these calculations based on Ditto's max HP stat. If it comes in and transforms into me, I have Hidden Power Ice here. That will, it's a 50-50 chance to one-shot Ditto from full HP. Basically, that's the plan. I'm Scarfed, so we'd be speed tied, basically, because it would copy my speed stat, and Ditto usually runs Choice Scarf, because there's not really a reason to run anything else, other than you don't get to choose moves. But there's not too big of a reason to run anything else, except, I guess, you know, if you want to do the Metal Powder thing, I don't know. Choice Scarf is pretty much the only set I've heard of, not that there aren't more, but anyway. So running Hasty Nature, Choice Scarf Landorus, Hidden Power Ice, Earthquake, U-Turn, and Knockoff. The moves are kind of self-explanatory. In fact, Earthquake hits everything except for Skarmory. And even then, if I got lucky on like a Roost or something. But I'll outspeed it every time, so not really. So the main other thing, Hidden Power Ice also can hit 2-hit KO Garchomp. I couldn't quite get it to the 1-hit KO range, even if I went max. Maybe if I did something like plus special attacking nature. But this, the speed, I don't need speed investment other than to be a boosting nature with Scarf. There are certain Pokemon that I can't outspeed no matter what, even if I'm max with Scarf, and those, if I remember correctly, are, well, basically everything with a higher max speed stat than me, that's Scarfed, and then Mega Manectric. I believe Mega Manectric always outspeeds me, and then Scarf Garchomp, Scarf Espeon, although I doubt that would be a thing, and Scarf Keldeo all outspeed me with Scarf anyway. But if webs are up or they don't have Scarf, which is basically the same thing, I outspeed every time with no speed investment other than the hasty nature. So I put a lot of EVs just for fun into that special attack specifically for Ditto, because doing and maybe that's too much, but doing the calcs at level 50, putting more into attack wasn't really helping me all that much. I figure the 50-50 chance to one-shot Ditto and be rid of it is nice. So putting it in HP didn't do too much. If I put too much in special defense, then it gave me a problem if Ditto came out. So I don't know, it's a little bit iffy, but I wanted to go with that. Like I said, at level 50, unfortunately, the EVs don't do too much. Like max HP and max attack I could have gone, and it wouldn't have made a huge difference from where I currently am. Alright, next. Being quick, how are we doing? Oh, we gotta run through this quick. Alright, Suicune, standard set, Scald, Calm Mind, Ice Beam, Protect, Leftovers, Bold Nature, 196 HP, 112 Defense, 124 Special Attack, 76 Special Defense. Pretty standard Suicune for the most part. I swapped out Substitute with Ice Beam because I was looking at it. There's not too much that I can substitute and set up on. Maybe Claydol and Skarmory, and that's it. Because on Keldeo, I do wall Keldeo for the most part, but there's two things. One is that Keldeo can get Taunt, which I brought Protect for specifically to scout if it has Taunt. And then the second thing is, because Secret Sword does damage based on my defense, and not my special defense, it still does just shy of 1/3 to me on a max roll. That would break my sub. And Calm Minding would not fix that because it goes based on my defense. So, I could switch in Suicune to take a hit from Keldeo, but probably not do too much to it. Unless I scout that it doesn't have, Taunt, I don't know, but it's more so, it more so comes in on, well, it tanks unboosted Garchomp fairly well if it's not, I put no Z, but Garchomp's not the Z user, so I wrote that wrong. I think I was thinking about Keldeo. So I could, but depending on the situation, I mean, Keldeo's not going to run Secret Sword as far as I know. Now, if it's got a choice item, and I switch in on it using whatever, a move that I tank, anything that's not Secret Sword pretty much, then I can start setting up and be okay. I tank Incineroar and Claydol, of course. I tank Skarmory, although Skarmory would not attack me, probably. Ice Beam has a small chance to one-shot Garchomp with this thing. And Threaten Shaman, Ice Beam Threaten Shaman, it does just shy of a 2-hit KO. It does like 49%, and that was kind of the best I could get out of it. I wouldn't stay in on Shaman, but the Ice Beam is to threaten Shaman from wanting to switch in. And I might live one Seed Flare from Shaman if it's not Choice Specs or Life Orb, but I most likely wouldn't stay in. If we're in the magical situation where I'm at full HP and it's 1v1, that might be different. Alright, let's move on. Knots, the Tangrowth coming back. I'm going to read my sets here. We got Assault Vest, Regenerator, pretty standard. Giga Drain, Knockoff, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake. Giga Drain, just decent damage to a lot of things. Earthquake, if Incineroar were to come in on it. Sludge Bomb if Shaman were to come in on it. Knockoff just to hit stuff. Relaxed Nature this time. 172 HP, 180 defense, 156 special defense. It tanks pretty much everything from Mega Manectric as well, except for Overheat, which he'll probably bring. But, you know, I could run a situation where I could just play tag. I don't know. What I might do... no, it depends on if webs are up. I might be able to play games there switch in on something and then regenerate the health. It's iffy. But I don't live... I think I live in Overheat, but I don't tank it. Like, it's at least a 2-hit KO. Where am I? Don't want to take too long. Earthquake, 2 shots main ectric, so it'll do decent damage. And I don't keep writing Z for Garchomp, but no, I tank an unboosted Garchomp pretty well. And I can knock off its item, I can do kind of fun things. Alright, speaking of fun things, let's get into Ribombee, because I brought Ribombee back to close out the season for us, and I have an interesting scheme up my sleeve. So first of all, the investment, well, the investment, here's the thing. Much like with Scarf Landorus, when I'm at max speed, there are certain things I cannot outspeed no matter what, being Mega Man Ectric, and then Scarf, where was it? Scarf Keldeo and Garchomp. I suppose, again, Scarf Espeon, I don't expect that. But I can't outspeed Mega Man Ectric, Scarf Keldeo, Scarf Garchomp, no matter what, max speed. So this speed investment here, 132, allows me to speed creep max speed Espeon, and I outspeed Scarf Keldeo after webs, which means I outspeed everything after webs. That's what that's for. So then I played around a little bit. Ribombee's kind of frail anyway, but I played around a little bit, putting a little more into HP, defense, and special defense. I basically made this set in case if I 1v1 Espeon, depending on whether it's running Psychic or Psyshock, I tank both equally. And I don't tank it, I take it, I should say, equally. And then the max special attack just to do some damage, but mostly I want to get webs up. But here's the thing, Sticky Web, Moonblast, Bug Buzz, and Trick with the Flame Orb. So here is my thought. If Ditto does not come, I want to lead Ribombee, and depending on what's out first, I just use Trick. If this could, destroy Garchomp, not that Garchomp would switch in on me, this would neuter it could get type null. The Flame Orb is to burn things, but even if I don't burn something, if I switch the item, I can kind of mess with what they're doing. Like, a lot of Pokemon don't care about the burn, Shaman doesn't really care, but even if I got the burn on Keldeo, if it's not a Z move, it would be annoying, because it'd have to take residual damage. Or Mimikyu, same thing. Actually, it would destroy Mimikyu as well, if it's not a Z Mimikyu. But if Ditto comes, I'm gonna lead Landorus pretty much no matter what. If not Ditto, I will probably lead Ribombee and try to do this trick. Now, if he leads Espeon, which he might magic bounce the webs, but I have Bug Buzz, which is a pretty good chance. I forget what the chance, 62.5%. Well, it's a little bit 50-50. Chance to one-shot unboosted Espeon, in which case I would probably do that first, and instead of just going for tricks, but I have to get burned. But I can still switch the Flame Orb with something. I don't know, it's iffy. But alright, we're a little over. Alright, let's do the last thing real quick. Hitmontop, leftovers, Impish, max HP, 4 attack, 120 defense, 132 special defense, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, Close Combat, and Toxic. Mega Man Ectric will never 2-hit KO with Thunderbolt, which I think is the strongest move it can get, well, unless it uses Thunder, with this set. So I could kind of go into this. Earthquake always 2-hit KOs main Ectric. I have a small 6% chance to one-shot non-invested Incineroar without Intimidate with Close Combat. If I'm not intimidated. I can intimidate things like Garchomp, Incineroar, and Mimikyu. And then Toxic just kind of is annoying to things, put things on a timer. Max Attack Garchomp usually won't 2-hit KO with Earthquake if it's not boosted, and it never 2-hit KOs at -1 attack, which is what it'd be if it's intimidated. Anyway, those are my sets. I'm gonna be quick because KillerNacho is waiting on me. Go ahead and show your Orlando Solgaleo pride, in the comments down below. Win or lose, this has been fun. It's been fun getting back into competitive just at the end of Gen 7. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a fun Sun and Moon meta. This is the generation that I got into the meta in, so now we're just gonna say goodbye to it after this and go into Gen 8. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for... Is my cat making noise? I don't even know. We'll see you soon for more PGBL, my PGBL Season 4 Week 8 match, your Orlando Solgaleo versus the Miami Dolphiones. Last match, I'll see you then.